Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very first episode of my brand new show, The Tim Show. Pretty obvious, my name is Tim, and this is my show where I talk about anything related to movies, television, anime, video games, you name it. I want to talk about it all with you guys, and this is something that I've kind of wanted to do for a while. I've seen a lot of different YouTube channels go over many different news-related stuff like updates to, movies, television shows, stuff in gaming, and I kind of wanted to give it a try myself. So I've started this brand new show, and I want to start talking about all my favorite things from movies, anime, so on and so forth. And I thought, what better way to start off this show than by going over something that I have been supporting for a long while now, and that is the Snyder cut of Justice League. Yes, I will say right now, I am a Zack Snyder fanboy. Zack Snyder is my favorite director of all time. I love what he does with his movies. Visually, they look absolutely amazing. I love what he does with the characters. And his movies for the DC Extended Universe have been some of my favorite films of all time. Batman v Superman being my favorite superhero film of all time. Not joking there. I know I'm probably going to get some comments with that down below. But I don't care. And I know, and it's like I said, guys, there are so many great movies out there. But Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition, mind you, is just everything I wanted in that movie. And I have so much backstory for that movie in the making, and I can go over that in another time. But today's first episode is going to focus on the Snyder cut of Justice League. And I'll probably make some more videos along the way discussing my history with the Snyder cut, things I'm excited for, and so on and so forth. But we're going to talk about how Zack Snyder took to social media today to release 3 brand new posters for his cut of Justice League, which I will post right about now. Yeah, all 3 of those posters look absolutely amazing. It didn't dawn on me until I actually saw it in a post on social media that the one with the flag with the Justice League symbol was literally an exact copy of the Death of Superman cover, which was really cool. I didn't see that coming, but my favorite poster of all 3 of these probably is the one with his actual cut, and you can see in red letters that almost look like the symbol, the lettering of 300 saying Snyder with the Snyder cut. Absolutely amazing. And I think that all 3 of these posters really kind of show you really the type of movie that we were supposed to get in 2017. But for those of you that don't know, I will share this right now. Even though the current film of Justice League that is out on Blu-ray and DVD right now says that it's directed by Zack Snyder, it's actually really not directed by Zack Snyder. More so directed by Joss Whedon and Warner Brothers. And the reason why Zack Snyder left the project is because he had a little bit of a family incident. His daughter unfortunately committed suicide, which is absolutely horrible. My thoughts and condolences go on to his family. And just recently, he said in an article that another reason why he left Justice League is because the studio was just giving him too much crap. They wanted to change so much of his film because the studio didn't really like what he did with Man of Steel and especially with Batman v Superman. Now, yes, there are a lot of people out there that absolutely despise Man of Steel and Dawn of Justice. I get it. We all have a right to our own opinion. But for me, those 2 films were just absolutely amazing. Back then when it was just Man of Steel is still my favorite Superman film. Batman v Superman, like I said, is my favorite superhero movie, period. Go into more detail on that in another video. And when it came to the whole thing of Justice League, back when this all started, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go over it now. It's my show. I can talk about whatever I want. When the news broke out that Zack Snyder was leaving the project to go be with his family after this tragedy, they announced that Joss Whedon, the director of Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, would be taking over to continue on with the project. At the time, I won't lie, guys. At that time, I was like, okay, that's a pretty good choice. The man directed 2 Avengers movies. I think he can handle the Justice League. Then let's fast forward to November of 2017, the release of the movie. I saw it with my stepdad for the first time. And honestly, I was in such disbelief. I didn't want to believe that the movie was bad. I really didn't. I walked out of the theater talking to my stepdad saying, it was all right. I give it a B minus. But then I watched it again and really thought about everything that has been going on, especially now that actor Ray Fisher, who's portrayed Cyborg, has stated that apparently there was a lot of fishy stuff going on behind the scenes of the 2017 version of the film once Joss Whedon came over. And honestly, when you watch this movie, you can really tell there are so many drastic changes that even though the film says in the opening credits that it's directed by Zack Snyder, it's really not. This is purely a Joss Whedon / Warner Brothers movie. This is far from Zack. If you've seen any Zack Snyder movie, you know what to expect. Even just from watching Man of Steel alone, you would know. And from watching Justice League a third time, because I saw it a second time with some friends, still in disbelief, but after my third time watching it, I was actually watching it in Florida. That's when it dawned on me that this movie definitely deserves the heat that it's been getting, because the reshoots, you can just tell. You can tell by watching this movie where the reshoots took place. You can see the outlines of the green screen. It is so painfully obvious that did they really think that we weren't going to notice? I mean, really. And then another thing too is some of the line changes. Like sometimes you're watching these characters talk and you say to yourself, that's probably not something that character would say in Zack Snyder's movies. And it shows. It really shows. And then, yes, we can't go on without talking about the biggest thing that plagued this movie. CGI mustache. That's right. They CGI'd Henry Cavill's mustache. For those of you who don't know, Henry Cavill is the one that plays Superman / Clark Kent in this film. And during this time, he was also working on a Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise, and he had a mustache. So instead of letting Henry continue to film for Mission Impossible and then come back to film Justice League, mustache gone, they just decided to CG his mustache. And good God, from the opening of 2017's Justice League, it shows, and it is bad. It is really bad, guys. And I know that some people are giving... actually, I'm not going to say because this is some spoilers for probably another episode down the road. But I can see it. And especially in the scene when he's talking to Batman and he's asking him if he bleeds. Like, it is so obvious that... Oh my God, it was so horrible. It was so horrible. And then, I'm like, okay, I like these characters. I like the actors that Zack initially chose to play these roles. I love Ben Affleck as Batman is my favorite Batman of all time. And I love all the others for what they did. And I am really looking forward to Robert Pattinson's version of The Dark Knight until I see it. But as of right now, Ben Affleck he's my favorite Batman. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, perfection. Jason Momoa as Aquaman, perfection. Ezra Miller as The Flash, fantastic. Ray Fisher as Cyborg, really great. But apparently from what Zack is telling us, apparently Cyborg was supposed to be mostly the main focus of this movie. But in the 2017 movie, it's not really. There's not really a lead because it's all of the main characters. But in Zack's film, apparently Cyborg has the most compelling story, which is what I'm excited to see because Ray Fisher's a great actor. And from what I saw of him in the 2017 movie, he did great. I had no problems with all these actors. It's just the movie was just so goddamn awful. it it has now come to the point now where it's like I can't wait for the Snyder Cut to release so I can, because essentially before we knew that the Snyder Cut was even going to be a thing, I did buy Justice League on Blu-ray. I have it in my closet with all my other Blu-rays. Except there's one change to it I made. I added a little note card and I taped it to the back of the Blu-ray and I wrote down directed by Joss Whedon because that is not a Zack Snyder film. It's not. Far from it is not. It is not a Zack Snyder film. And I got it at the time because I'm like, okay, if this is the only time I'm going to be able to see these characters come together on the big screen, I'm going to buy it. And plus, it's like once I'm invested in like a series, I like to collect it. I have all the Marvel movies. I've collected a whole bunch of television shows over the years. The DC extended universe, I love it. And there's so many other things that I want to talk about the DC extended universe, especially with Suicide Squad. That's something I definitely want to talk about. But sticking to the Snyder Cut in this video, so after the very first report broke out that there were people, kind of initiating the release the Snyder Cut hashtag, I was all for it. Because I knew that what we saw in theaters wasn't Zack Snyder. And I wanted to support that however much I can. And that's why for all the years leading up to this point where we are now getting the Snyder Cut, March 18th, 2021, throughout that whole time period, probably from 2018, I was spreading that hashtag like crazy. Anytime Zack would drop a black and white picture of his cut of the movie, I was posting that on social media saying hashtag release the Snyder Cut because that's what we all wanted to see. And I remember thinking to myself, he's showing us pictures, but since Zack has kind of steered away from Warner Brothers, I never thought it was going to be possible that we were ever going to get this cut. I honestly thought that it was really just a pipe dream. Maybe by Zack releasing these pictures, this was essentially the closest we were going to get. But I still liked seeing it. The pictures, it let me know exactly the story that Zack was trying to tell. And another thing I forgot to mention earlier on is another thing that the studio changed was the design of the main villain of the movie, Steppenwolf. I mean, he looks more kid-friendly in the 2017 movie, but compared to Zack's version, that's the version we should have got. But no, we didn't get that in the 2017 version. We got something else, something that wasn't what the actor signed on for. And I feel so bad for, I think his name is Ciara Hans, I think. I forget his name, but he was also in Game of Thrones, but he played Steppenwolf. Loved his voice in the movie. Great voice, menacing, but the design of the character just didn't fit. So the years are going by. Zack's posting more pictures. More of the stars are starting to come out expressing their interest in how much Zack's version was so different. I'm like, damn, we were seriously robbed of such a great experience. And even though people were some people weren't really a fan of Zack Snyder's, you still wanted to see where his story was going to go. And even though he has stated that after the Snyder Cut of Justice League that we'll get in March, he probably won't be doing any more DC films, I'm honestly okay with that. I'm okay with that because I get to see the real movie that we were supposed to see and see the story that he was trying to tell. That's why that's all I want. There are a lot of expectations I have for the Snyder Cut, which I will talk about in another video. But as of right now, getting into, we're getting closer to when Zack is getting to the point of making his announcement that we're going to get the Snyder Cut. People are just hammering that hashtag, and Zack started a foundation to help people raise money to prevent suicides, which was really great. And apparently that company has made a lot of money, and that's really, really good. And, Zack was just dropping more and more pictures and even just like symbols that would link to his cut of the movie. So then, now let's kind of fast forward to 2019, 2020. Zack really starts taking to social media at this point. He is literally telling people that he does have a cut of his film. It's almost done. There's only a couple things he needs to do, but he has a cut. And promotion for that cut has been going all over the world. And you can look it up online and see all the different pictures and banners and posters that everybody has made for this cut. So now we get to 2020, and I'm pretty sure that the first event that they did was for this. Zack does a special watching for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. There's a special live stream on the Vero social media platform where you can watch Batman v Superman with Zack Snyder, and he would be going over a whole bunch of stuff about the movie. And then, to celebrate getting close to the anniversary of Man of Steel, he does the same thing for Man of Steel. And at the ending of the Man of Steel film, Zack lets everybody know a cut of his version of Justice League is coming for HBO Max. And I remember waking up to that news. I literally, because I didn't catch the live stream, because I think I had to work that day. And I got home, I passed out. And then as soon as I woke up, I saw in the news that the Snyder Cut was coming. I jumped for joy. I told my stepdad. We were both just excited because we didn't think it was going to happen. Nobody thought it was going to happen. We really thought that the pictures were all that we were going to get of this movie. So now we fast forward to the DC fandom event it was, where Zack released the very first trailer of his cut of Justice League. And just from the 2 minutes of that trailer alone, we knew how much his cut of the movie was different from Joss Whedon's. And even with the addition of these 3 posters, it's insane. It's insane to think that this was the type of movie that we were supposed to get. And I've actually started sending 2 trailers to my friends, saying, one trailer from the 2017 movie saying, this is what we watched in theaters, and this is what we were supposed to be getting, which we are getting in March. And I am just super excited to finally see this cut, because I never thought it was going to happen. And the 3 poster releases are just the beginning, because now we're starting to get into the point where marketing for the Snyder Cut is just going to go through the roof. And apparently there's rumor has it that we could be getting a new trailer, probably the final trailer, very soon. And you can definitely bet we will be talking about that trailer when it comes out. And yeah, guys, I'm super excited. And there's so much more that I can talk about Zack Snyder and Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. But I'm going to save that for another video. This video is kind of going on long enough because I really just kind of wanted to talk about the posters. But I wanted to let you guys know about, my history, with Zack Snyder being my favorite director and what I've kind of done for the hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And I even have a shirt in my closet saying Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I will be wearing probably for future videos because I'm so excited. But that's all I'm going to talk about the Snyder Cut today. If you guys want to check out the posters, go on to Google, type in Snyder Cut posters, and you'll see all 3 of the designs right there, or you can just pause the video and check those out. But I want to take the ending of this video to talk about how in this show there's going to be so many new things I'm going to be doing. Because like I said, I'm not really going to be covering everything. If there's something that I'm excited to talk about, then I will definitely make a video talking about that particular subject. But I'm not going to talk about every single thing because there's a lot out there. But here's what you can expect. You can expect videos like this about me talking about how I feel about these things. I will be making reaction videos if I can catch a video on time, but I can tell you right now, since I don't really have the equipment and what you'll be seeing, you're not actually really going to be seeing, the video or the music of the trailer. It's literally going to be me with headphones watching and me kind of reacting to it. So nothing fancy like that because, one, I don't have the equipment and it would just be a little bit too much, but that's the kind of stuff that I want to do for this channel. I just want to, anything that comes up that I'm excited about, I want to talk about it. If something else comes up for the Snyder Cut, I want to sit down and talk about it, because sitting down and talking about the topic isn't really that hard to do. Especially when, the only thing I have to do is press the recording on my phone, because yes, my videos are recorded from my phone because I don't have a camera. But the quality is still really good. And there's just so much I can talk about. And that's just kind of how my show is going to go on for the time being. Each one will be different episodes, and I'm just going to kind of go from there. I'm just going to have fun with it. But if there is anything that you would like me to talk about, leave a comment down below, and if I feel like talking about it, I'll make an entire episode discussing my thoughts about it. But this is just the beginning, guys, and I'm excited to see where this goes. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time for episode 2.